Is there a solution to being hyper vigilant, hyper independent, hyper this, hyper that? My sister is busy, my brother is busy. All of y'all are busy running businesses and so on. I do not want to be a burden.
Because I'm an eldest sister. My siblings look at me as the example, prime example. My kid, I'm a single mom. At work, I'm leadership. So there's so many, you just constantly, society is expecting me to be strong.
I always ask myself, Uguti, is there something in the air, or is it something that we picked and decided, of all the people around me, I'm going to be the strong one?
Do you know, I think I'm getting a little bit emotional, and I'll tell you why. Hello, everybody. My name is Gabi Mbele. And
You just reminded me of Ridita be there for a second. Remember how she used to say, "Good morning, everybody." I used to love it. No, I used to love it. It was my favorite greeting on radio.
I still stand that, hun. I don't know what I think she left, right? South Africa or something.
She's back in the country from what I understand. She's with Al Jazeera though.
Anyway,
we digress.
She's hi. This always happens, and it always happened between me and Pop, by the way, guys. We have the best banter ever. But we are here chilling, and we are 40-something-year-olds. And today I want us to literally talk
Who are you, sis?
about... What do you mean, who am I?
Have you told the people who you are?
Batung, if you do not know, my name is Gabi Mbele.
Before we get to the topic, she's
My name
like,
is Gabi Mbele.
she always says, "Ngena place going down." So and that's
going down. Yeah,
that's literally what she just did. My name is Maboi. This is the 40-something podcast.
Yeah.
Welcome, if you're new.
And officially, I'm going to maybe this me jumping into the conversation is me just literally saying, guys, I'm tired of being tired and exhausted, and my exhausted is exhausted.
My tired
also.
is tired.
My tired is gonke.
Yeah.
But it also, I think it gets into a topic which I wanted us to talk about and I suppose unpack because it's exhausting being strong.
It is. And more than anything, I always ask myself, Uguti, is there something in the air, or is it something that we picked and decided, of all the people around me, I'm going to be the strong one?
No,
Or does it just happen?
I actually don't know, hey? I don't know, but I base on circumstances.
Okay.
I'm a firstborn to my parents.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a firstborn. I'm a single mom. Mm-hmm. So my child can only look and references me. Mm-hmm. I'm an only child here. My parents are not here. Mm-hmm. So I have to fend for myself. So right, so automatically strong. Mm-hmm. The way my father made me realize which I think is also part and parcel, because I won't tolerate umfana mina who, I don't know, makes me feel like anything less, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. What's yours?
Me, I think it's slightly different in the sense that, yes, we have in common the fact that we are firstborn children, right? Mm-hmm. And you're the firstborn daughter. And there's all this conversation around the podcast, around the place of a firstborn daughter, where you are literally
strong.
You're strong for everybody, right? And ancestrally, you are supposed to continue the lineage of your family.
And apparently your ancestors don't let you go.
Your ancestors
would
do
you
not
let go
you
if
go.
somebody's that good?
Your ancestors do not let you go, because why would I let you go when you are this person, right? So where we differ is that you say your dad said, you shouldn't be depending on other people. Nina, for me, it comes from a background of having seen my mother be so dependent on my dad that I almost feel as though she didn't have a life of her own. And observing that growing up, I sort of swore that I will never depend on a man. And that made me hyper independent because I never want to be in a position where I have to ask a man for anything. But I went to the extreme.
Yeah.
Now I don't just not only ask a man for anything, I don't ask anybody for anything.
That's true. I don't ask anybody for anything, actually. Like, to an extent that I don't even, and I think my father, I will say, said that, but he was saying, we can help you. Don't let outsiders, whatever.
Yes.
But then I went extreme.
Yes.
Now I don't even ask them. And it's
Do you get
not
what I
like,
mean? I'll give you
I
a
can do
perfect
this.
example. So I went through a medical situation recently, right? Ended up in hospital. And when my friends found out
You
that
drove
I
yourself
was
there?
that was the first question one of them asked me. He said, okay, so how did you get to the hospital? I said, I got in the car and I drove. He says, so you drove yourself to the emergency room in hospital. Why did you not call anyone? And my thing was, who must I call? And he says, what do you mean? Ngati, my sister is busy. My brother's busy. All of y'all are busy running businesses and so on. I do not want to be a burden on anybody. If I'm in a position where I can still drive myself, that's what I elected
Are
to
we
do.
too proud?
Wangithetisa, wathi you must never, ever, ever, ever do that.
I can
If
see
you are my friend
I can see that.
and you have an emergency, you call someone. If you don't want to call me, call somebody, but do not be a superhero.
Sheesh.
But it becomes so difficult when you've been self-reliant in so many things. I don't know if it's ego or pride or that
I don't know
innate belief that you never want to be a burden to
There's
someone.
that. There's also that, right?
Because I never want to bother I never want to inconvenience anyone.
Do you know, I think I'm getting a little bit emotional. And I'll tell you why. There's nothing. And I always say maybe the proximity of my parents would probably make me feel less tired. I'm tired. All of me is tired. And when I'm tired, I think I miss home because then, and I've never been, and it's not that I've never been grateful for my parents, right? My mom does everything for us. My mom does our laundry. My mom cooks for us. My mom irons our clothes for us. My mom is my mom, bro. And when my mom is around, I can be weak.
Okay. You can go into your vulnerability.
Yeah. I can be weak and I can accept it's okay for me to let my guard down, right? I don't have to be it. I don't have to show up. I don't have to wake up and drive the kid to school. There's so many things that my parents do that I think not having them in Joburg and having them live in KZN, it sucks. It sucks. But also, I've never really truly known, I think you're 1 in 4 or 3 of friends or 5 even. I don't know. I can put my friends in my hands because a lot of the relationships I'm in are really transactional. They want something because of what I do or who I am, right?
Yeah.
There's a very few, but also I'm also holding space for you because I know you also single parenting like me. So ngicabangele already before I even ask you, I've already made up my mind, and I'm certain that's probably what you thought.
Yeah.
Gabi is probably overwhelmed ngomntwana and uGabi uyafunda in. I make up the things in my mind, the solution myself, because I'm also like, yo, ngizosinda umntana abantu. And that's just it.
And that is sad because you are so in your masculine.
Yeah.
And I deliberately say so in your masculine because problem solving is not a feminine quality.
Correct.
But the first thing you do is want to solve the problem. Find a solution, kala, before I can bother other people, right? So if I am going to be vulnerable with you, it's a measured vulnerability.
Correct.
Which is so sad.
Yeah.
It is so sad. I mean, sometimes I sit and I think, I wish I could be absolutely vulnerable with someone.
Whoa.
But I cannot afford to, from an emotional perspective or whatever the case may be. And it's exhausting.
Yeah, no.
It's exhausting.
It takes so
I mean,
much.
it's just me and my son in my house, but sometimes I drive in and I just sit
on the couch.
I just sit in the car. No, couch. I sit in the car. I sit.
Those moments do happen to me.
Because I need to breathe.
Yeah.
I need to, and I don't know whether I also subconsciously feel like I need to leave the stresses of the world outside so that
Before
when I
I
walk
tend my
in,
kid.
yes,
You and me.
my child
You and me.
is not dealing with
You
the
and me.
stresses of, right? But it is really, really exhausting. And I wish a lot of us can, I don't know whether we need to unlearn it or we need to hold more space for
each
one
other.
another.
Yeah.
You know, and I remember saying to somebody, I appreciate someone just saying, "How are you? Are you okay?"
I was in a toxic work environment, and I will never forget how I was driving in the boom gate. I was so sad in that workplace, guys. Like, uyazi lento ukuthi ukhale ekuseni, ukhaliswa nguye emsebenzini. Security wathi, sis wam,
Alright.
unjani?
And the waterworks.
Angakhala. Do you know he literally drove with me in the car, and he was like, Sisi, please, ngiyaxolisa, did I say something? And I was like, no.
You said everything
said-
right. You said everything
Because I'm
right.
so used to people not checking up on me. But also, I shouldn't be expecting my child checking up on me. She's a child.
Yeah.
She shouldn't have to.
Yeah.
But it's nice every now and again. And I think there's other things that belonging in a black family sometimes is also overburdening. Nina ningbuza nini mina ukuthi ngi-right? Ninginikeza nini 20 rand ke? Uyabazi labo umalume lo phuzayo. Njalo bakubona ubona i-50 rand or i-2 or i-cousin wakho lo bhemayo ubona 2 rand yeluzi. Ungipha nini 2 rand ngithe ngichaphise?
Yes.
Something, you know?
And I'm not just bejwa, guys. And then when I say beja, I'm not talking from a boyfriend or whatever.
No,
just you
not 2
saying,
million.
Here's 500 rand. Go buy Uber Eats.
I think I'd even save that 500 because I'd probably never sit in a frame because I'd be shook. Somebody did it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just so incredible. Like, no, and it's just the world is also just done this. And I think these conversations, and I don't like, you touched on something where you're saying the society is now talking about the oldest daughter. Let's not normalize that, please, guys.
Yes.
Stop normalizing, Guti, we are strong, hey, stop it.
On that note,
when we are not.
On that note, I worry about the lessons I am teaching my son. And I'll tell you why I worry about that. Because he is seeing a woman who is hyper independent, who does everything. The one time I remember having a conversation with him about dating. And he said to me, and I said to him, what kind of girl do you like? And he said, I want a woman like you. And I said, what do you mean? And he said to me, I want a woman who
does everything herself.
No, he said, I want a woman who doesn't come with problems but comes with solutions. I want a woman who is very strong. When she walks into a room, you can feel her presence.
Sheesh.
And I said to him, you do realize that the woman that you're with has to sit in her femininity. It's not her business to solve problems. He said, no, I hear you, but I don't want someone who's just going to give me problems.
But we also operate, and I think maybe that's where we've coddled them so beautifully. Because I don't cry in front of you, I don't break down in front of you, I don't ever say anginayo imali, especially uma ngibona ukuthi uyayidinga lento lena, because I'm operating from a place of I'm it.
Yes.
You cannot ask anyone else.
Yes.
Or your deadbeat dad is not going to provide this, so I need to meet this thing, whether I like it or not, right?
We must make it happen.
The perception in their minds is that my mom always shows up, right?
Yes.
But as beautiful as that narration is, it's exhausting.
It is exhausting. So what are we teaching them? Are we teaching them that it is normal to function in a, and I'm not just going to say hyper independence because it's hyper independence, hyper vigilant, hyper, I don't know what, but everything is hyper. But you are absolutely physically, mentally, emotionally exhausted. Is that something that we want our kids to be learning? Oof. Because I'm going to be very honest with you. I want my son to be okay with a woman who sits in her femininity.
Right.
So that he can sit in his masculinity.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I think to some extent, perhaps I'm to blame for him, because I always say to him, don't come to me with problems, come to me with a solution. Before you tell me what the issue is, have you thought about it?
Have you that mother?
You know, have you thought about it? Have you thought about what can be done and what is the
Come
best
with 3
possible
ways we can.
Yes. What's the best possible
None
solution?
of them can be.
Don't just come to me and say we have a problem.
Yeah.
So we have a problem and then what?
Did you try this first before?
You know, say to me, I have this problem. I've tried this, I've tried that, and it's not working. Now I need your guidance. And I guess that is my mistake. Now he thinks that is how everyone needs to function. And I'm like, no. I know for a fact, when I've been in relationships, and they've been few and far between, when my brain can switch off when I'm with a man, it's the best feeling ever. When I literally can feel like my brain is not working, I'm stupid and I'm okay being stupid. I've had that feeling. It's a really nice feeling where you don't have to think about anything.
I think the only time this happens is when I'm by myself.
No,
then I don't have to look after her. I don't have to call. Because then I know she's in a very safe environment with my parents. And you'll never need me like that.
No,
because the solutions are always, I fall footing
I've
this
told
time.
you about this man. I'm not going to get into details about it, but I've told you about this man.
Yeah.
He is the one man in my life where I literally felt like I could let my guard down.
Wow.
I don't have to think about what I'm going to eat.
Wow.
I don't have to think about what...
It's not for me already.
I don't think about anything.
I would love
that man would get up and say, are you hungry? Yeah, okay, cool. He's going to either cook up something or, you know, he's going to... But food will be sorted.
Do you know when I just awake,
there,
I sleep hungry.
Really?
Now I must do it also. I'm eat again. Even when I've got time for myself. I forfeit a lot of things. Like I will sleep in a little bit in the morning, but then my body clock also doesn't.
But that's not healthy.
But that's the thing. So even when I'm tired, I operate from a place of fear of scarcity. So like, for example, at work, if somebody drops the ball, I'll pick up the ball.
Yes.
Without let them suffer the consequence. Because I'm not I'm not built to be spiteful. I'm not built like that. But also I'm so used to being it because I'm an eldest sister. You know, my siblings look at me as the example, prime example. You know, my kid, I'm a single mom. At work, I'm leadership. So there's so many. You just constantly, society is expecting me to be strong, right?
I agree with you.
Hold space for myself, actually.
Hold space for yourself. Because I know for myself, coming back to relationships, I know that I am with the wrong man the moment... When I see a leadership void in a relationship, I step in.
Ooh.
And the moment I step in,
solid.
It's over for you. It's over
solid.
for you.
Because then,
it's over for you.
Yes, I don't
There's
even
nothing
know
I hate as much as a man.
Guti.
And I'm sorry, but it has to be said. There's nothing I hate as much as a man who's gonna come to you and say, "So what are we gonna do?"
Yeah, no, man. Yeah, no.
What do you mean?
I don't know. I was about to say, like, do you know, like, and I don't know, and I know maybe we walk around looking for our fathers. I don't know, guys. Whatever the theory is. I don't know, my mommy. Auntie.
Ubaba kakazi ukuthi senzeni.
Even I'd be like, what do you mean? I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, with my father, it's like, even in the car, bro, ngalala zwi ubuthongo of my dad driving. Because I'm like, that's what it's supposed to happen.
He's in charge.
Yes.
He's in charge.
Yes,
exactly.
The restaurant, where we're going, that is yonke siyaqoka.
Yes.
I've
been at events where I've had to pull myself back because I can see there is no leadership within this event and I will start taking over. And in me taking over, I then have to say, hold on a minute, but you're stepping on people's toes. But at that time, I feel like
someone didn't do it yet.
This needs to be done. Why is this not done? Why is that not done? And I sit back and I say, I'm a guest.
Automatically, we are those people. Remember, you're so used to being it that even when you're not it, you don't know how to switch it off. But also, it's so tricky, this thing. And there's nowhere where they say it's like you wired to solution first.
Yes.
Don't be the problem also, because then no one is also thinking of it. I want to give you an example. I was at an event, at a friend's dinner, right? There was a blompot between him and his girlfriend. Tina, our blompot that was blocking us, we removed it. But that's me and my friend who's also a single mom and whatever. We moved the one because we.
I mean, really, what are we doing?
She said that the whole time, yes. And then when I would then turn and try, so me and my friend were like, I wonder if that's not disturbing. And she made that comment, and I was like, I wonder also, because I was like, is no one feeling? But they were all talking over this, and then it affected me when I had to talk to
And it irritated
partner.
you? Yeah.
And you know what I said? Because wow,
Thank you.
now who must
Thank you.
right?
Thank
but then
you.
it wasn't irritating. I wondered, like, there's so many things. Like I'm just like, or
No, it's because we're so used to solving problems that we cannot sit and look at a problem and spot nobody fixing it and just sit there. Like something in you says,
I don't
solve
know.
this thing.
If
You know?
I'm 5 rand the taxi, guys.
If
If you need 5 rand,
man, hey,
and
can we
taxi
move?
driver go chica. Why? Who are going to short this imali? No,
Like, no, but
sisi musu papa 35 rand yakho. Lo short nge 5 rand. Singiyajika mina ke ngepha.
Really,
Cabanga sesiyojika siyaba late
really,
emsebenzini
really.
manje because wena awuyifunde 5 rand ngobe yami. Ufuna disobedient one. Ash ukuthi no, I'm the one.
But also, what if akanayo leyo 5 rand? What then happens if ayikho leyo 5
Can't
rand?
stand people who don't come with solutions. It's like when the tellers are thingy, oh, there's so many things. I'd find myself stepping in and I'm just like, I'm just tired of being this person. I'm
So
tired.
then what is the solution? Is there a solution? Do we have to take more moments for ourselves? Do we have to learn to be a bit more selfish? Because the selfishness, I know. I mean, I have moments where I've had people call me and ask me for money and I will say, I don't have it. Not because I don't have it, because for wena, angna.
Can I just be
But
honest?
after I say that, I know myself. I'm going to
Feel
deposit
guilty.
that money.
Yeah, feel guilty.
I'm going to deposit that money. And it's so wrong because also I keep saying I need to teach people my boundaries. But I cross my own boundaries
I do
because of guilt.
And I think, I also operate from a place of compassion.
Is it compassion or stupidity? Because at
don't
this
know.
moment, I
Sometimes-
feel like ngidom.
Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's not stupidity. And I'll say to you, yes, Guti, I think I know true suffering. You probably do too, right? You learned that from somewhere. So you will never let somebody go if you have,
Yes.
right? But also, I think I hold space for myself, especially with second-time offenders. Mhlawumbe uboleka imali ungayibuyisi. Hayi mntanami, ngiyokubuza ukuthi leyana ke uzoyibuyisa
I'm dumb enough
nini?
to give it to you.
Soze.
I'm that.
Soze.
Hence, I'm
If
saying
there's
I'm
anything
that
there,
dumb.
no.
Especially if we're
First time,
close.
yes.
If we're close and you say to me, listen, I know I owe you, but at the moment I don't have it, right? And then you come back 2 months later and you say, I know I owe you and I don't have it, but I still need. I will give it to you. I'm that dumb. I don't know if I'm dumb or I'm dumb.
And easy.
But then when
Second
you,
time offender.
but if you're not gonna get it
First
from
time
me, where
I'm
you
the
gonna
fool.
get it?
Second time,
I then
First
sit
I'm
back. I'm
a
like,
fool, sonke.
what if I'm your last resort?
mina ungangenzi last resort, especially mangikoleta. Don't make me a last resort if you still owe me.
I don't.
Especially if sekphele. You know what another thing is? And I'm going to give you a good scenario. If you say to me, please borrow me 300 rand, I will bring it on Friday. Don't expect me to follow and chase that.
No, that I
300
won't.
rand. But also, if we born Friday, yashaya and awukabi na le 300 rand, be accountable, man. Ungangenzi ukuthi ngingakuthembi. Because I'm also a trust person, and I think that's where my strength also comes from. I'm never in spaces where I'm with people I don't trust, right? Because I would have I read the room fast.
Yeah.
Ngiyambona mina umuntu engamthembi and angilapho. Ngeke ngize ngizilaye ngihambe nomuntu engamthembi. But it's also that thing ukuthi you bite me once, mina ngiyalumeka mina. Ngiyakubaleka for the rest of your life. But if you bite me and then you come back and you are police, you don't come and you say, hey, you know, angabi na le mali kodwa bengicela ungigcwalisele banja ngo-200 rand. Yabona if ungitshela update angabi nayo lo 200 rand kodwa ke ngicela ungiphe u20 rand ukuthi ngizokwazi ukuthi ngenzeni. I maybe, just maybe, but there's no guarantee futhi lapho ya.
No, mina, I'm a long rope type of person.
So ze.
No, mina, I don't know. It's like a Virgo cynicism. I'll give you a very long rope. And don't think I'm stupid. I see what you're doing. But I will still give you that long rope. Mara, the day that rope snaps,
it's chai for you.
Share.
It's chai.
Ungangfuni randi. You're not gonna get it.
You're not gonna get it.
You're not gonna get
That's
it.
crazy.
Because I've given you such a long rope, and in me giving you a long rope, you thought I was stupid.
I'm a person of second chances, but not.
No,
not
I mean, I
like
will
that.
give you a third, a fourth, a fifth. I'm okay. I'm sure you are drowning yourself. We have hammer. But the day that rope snaps,
I'm also a person like there's people who I know. There's people who ask you for money like umalimako lopuzai because we all
You know you're not gonna get it back.
So you are mupa.
Yeah.
There's somewhere I'm that type of person where I know that one I buis. But then there's those people where don't say to me when you know them buis.
But this is why my one rule: I will never borrow somebody money that I cannot afford to lose. If I give you the money, it's because I'm not expecting it back.
Right.
If I get it back, fantastic. If I don't get it back, I'm not holding it against you. So,
no.
So, and those are some of the things that make people feel that we're good, we're strong, we're solid. I can borrow this money. I don't have to give it back
because she's strong.
Right.
She can do this. No.
But also, I asked myself, when people expect strength from you, you know, I'm going through life, whatever, and I'm calling you and I'm crying, and you know, I know every time I see Gabi's number on my phone, I'm like, yo, uzo kala futhi. But I'm still there. I answer the phone and I'm there and you're crying. Do you ever ask yourself who I go to when the brown stuff is hitting the fan? Because a lot of us, if we're being honest, are surrounded by people, but we don't have the people that we can go to and say,
so
yeah, this month, I don't even know how I'm going to pay my electricity because ziabuya. But we will find a solution somehow. Also, are we no, I still meant it. I think we're the dumb ones. Why do we keep finding solutions?
I don't think so.
Why can't we break? Why can't I come to you and break and say, why can't we do that? Is it again because that's your question?
I don't
pride,
know.
the
It's
ego.
pride, and my name means pride in Mbele, by the way. Hey, Kabisile. Oh, but I don't even think it's pride. It's quicker if I just solve it. There's also that place that I always think of. Muti, let me just solve it so that I don't.
And
have
we
to,
keep it moving.
Yeah, keep it moving, man. Then that's me on my working on my patience, right? But there's also some people do it out of spite because they want to see just how far. Yeah, you know, there's that. So there's those people you are watching. There's also then you are the single mother. Then you are the older sister. Then there's expectation in society. Black women, we knew they couldn't do anything. Yes. They want to earn the same amount of money as us. Yeah. Now we gave them the jobs. Now they can't do their jobs. But then they forget we bear the children. We did this. We did that. Guningi. And there's a lot of reasons. I feel like people will go strong because there's many reasons. It's not just one or the other.
The alternative to fall apart is just not there.
Oof.
It's just not there. I really wish we could find.
Maybe I fall apart once a year, because when I go home in December, then that's when I'm my mom's
I fall
child.
apart in my own space. That's another thing. I'll never fall apart
in public.
In public,
Never.
I will have my moments where there's days I don't know what happens. There's days, months, whatever, and it has nothing to do with me being on my periods, where I'm just so exhausted I will literally sit in the shower and cry. Right? I will sit, I will cry because I just need to get it out.
Yeah.
And then once I'm done, I'm fine.
Yeah, they
again.
cry it out, especially in the car after work.
You know what I mean?
And
You just cry and you get it over and done.
That
with.
I needed.
That's why I've never understood people who video themselves by Kyla. It's just.
So
but also, what happens if you realize you didn't press record?
Take 2. Take 1.
But anyway.
And it also just doesn't come automatic. Angazi. The emotions for me, it takes a lot out of me. So, and then after that, because you just want to hug.
Yes,
you exhausted, so you just want to
hug. You know, a nice cup of milk.
A cup of, ulale, and then when you wake up,
right,
like nothing
get
happened.
Up and go.
Right? But also, you know what? I want to say for strength also, and this is something I've actually come to learn. When I'm feeling like it's a lot, I started there. I told you like 3-4 years ago, I started therapy because I think I was overburdened. I was exhausted. My family was going through stuff. I'm the single parent. I was 8 and I could feel it in my heart every day. And Mina, I do have my crash out moments. Where somebody will ask me something dumb, I'll be like, oh, I will crash out loud. But then I'll always come back and then I'll apologize. Oh, sorry guys, there was a moment. Now I scared myself there. You know what I mean? But the tire does get a threshold.
Yes.
But I want to encourage people, don't fear therapy. Don't fear. I also find that God communities, especially Umfundiswako or something, they don't get exhausted of hearing your problems and they don't judge you for your problems, right? So find the safe space. And I'm doing everything I can to find that safe space, because then I noticed a tired Gabi is an underperforming mother. She's also, I then will take on a lot, right? Or I will then go into this thing where I sleep, guys, and I will sleep and never want to wake up kind of thing.
That's
and
depression.
I feel that's a suicidal thought.
That's depression.
Right? But I don't entertain it. But those moments when they happen, Amani comes through because she's a child of compassion, right? She's silent or whatever, but she will come through like, can I make you a cup of coffee? And that would make me warm. But you know what that does? The moment she closes that door, I cry. Because I'm like, I can't believe it takes me suffering for her to think. But because I've also taught her, I'm always there, mom is there, mom will show up, mama, mommy. And she knows I'll answer the call if she's not. I even was talking to her in the car when I was driving her to the airport. I said to her, Aman, no, now that you are with Gogo and Kulu and Asande and Luanda, you have to say, Gogo, can I? Don't let me be the emergency, because I'm an emergency. I'm all the other days you are here with me because I know I'm the one closer
and
to
I'm
you.
so much further away from you.
That's it.
Yeah.
Just come up with the solution first. Go to the people who are closest to you right then and there, and then do that. She was like, okay, mommy, I understand. Because Aman doesn't flinch, doesn't think twice. She calls immediately, hi, mommy. Hi, mommy. Or sometimes she's calling, she's like, this teacher just yelled at me. Hey, you know, but it's those things, it's those things. A strong mom, it's great that she sees that and she knows you're always there, but
it has its limits. Yeah, it has its limits.
When is it enough?
Yeah, we couldn't find a solution. Hopefully you guys can give us a solution. Is there a solution to being hyper vigilant, hyper independent, hyper this, hyper that? Are we teaching our children the right lessons? Because also it's not good for them to believe that coping or existing in a stressful environment and exhaustion is normal. It's not normal. What do we do?
I think let's also hold space for ourselves, right?
Yes.
And maybe find our ICE friends in case of emergency friends. Let's find other things. I mean, I found therapy. God is also helping here. I've always found praise and worship is actually helping me a lot, right? And I'm part of communities that they don't know me like that. And
I find getting off of social media works for me.
Listen,
like just delete all the apps and be okay.
I don't even have to delete them. Yeah, I know how to ignore it.
Be silent.
I know how to ignore these things. I'm just like, anyway, you do.
Every 2 months, mama poregile wera gold digger.
But that's also
And then
your-
my notifications
That's also
go
your
up.
income, also, right? That's also your income. You can't
Yeah.
go off social media 24/7. So you're forced to go into that space that's sucking you dry. But you have to, because you need to make an income and you have to do extra things, right?
Guys,
There's no you dim, do that dom, yeah, you're not like
yeah, Leo.
Yeah.
You
But
do
it's
your
been
damned,
real,
you don't,
yeah.
and you're damned, or something
Yeah,
along those
yeah.
lines. But anyway, do give us your views in the comments.
How do you get
continue
out
this
of tired,
conversation.
right?
How do you
Yeah.
get out of tired? How do we take care of ourselves emotionally, physically, and so on and so forth? Like and subscribe.
Yes,
Thank you very much. We'll
please.
see you again on the next episode of 40 something. Bye-bye.
Bye.